Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another BCB clash here at Loddon Valley. We here have the Reading Rockets playing host to Bristol Flyers 2. Two teams with an exciting backcourt. Bristol Flyers with the likes of Nassim Lajimi coming up against Reading Rockets, Jax Bonite, Victor Olarerin, and of course the High Flyers of Taina Sangu going up against Nikos Sagovatis. I am your commentator today, Charlie Haynes, not joined by my usual partner in crime, John Hobbs. So I'll be tackling this one by myself, so please feel free, jump into our comment section. Let us know your thoughts, who you're supporting, who you're here to celebrate alongside us on the stream. This game being only the second game for both teams in the league itself. Reading Rockets coming off a 2-point win, where Bristol Flyers coming off a 19-point loss. Their loss coming at the hands of Worthing Thunder in their first attempt of protecting home court. We have just 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining before we get to tip-off. So let's have a very quick look at our rosters for today. Of course, first we have the Bristol Flyers. We spoke briefly about the likes of Nassim Lajimi, 24 points per game. A leading scorer for them, of course. Nikos Sagovatis was the other player we mentioned at center position. 7 points and 9 rebounds in just 20.5 minutes per game for him. But lots of talent coming off the bench for them as well. And of course, the Loddon Valley faithful ready to take on the challenge of a loud home court advantage. The likes of Jax Bonite taking on this season at the guard position. Malik Bryant joining him in the backcourt, and of course a fan favorite, Victor Olarerin. The question of will he start or will he come off the bench is always one that we like to find out. Coaches have finished their timeout. Players are starting to walk onto the court. Get through all the pleasantries before battle commences at center court, and the referee tips us off. Bristol Flyers starting with a 3-guard lineup. Yusuf Hafid joining Lunray Ayinla and Nassim Lajimi. And at the forward position we have Reggie Egbe joining Nikos Sagovatis. Reading Rockets, we wondered what lineup they would start with today. We have Victor Olarerin and Jax Bonite at the guard position. Elias Portman as a trusted wing for the Reading Rockets. Cooper Creek at forward, and the high-flying Taina Sangu ready to tip us off at the center position. And it is a Reading Rockets ball off the tip. Bonite passes to Taina Sangu, gives it up to Victor Olarerin. Back inside to Nasangu. Decides not to post up early. Victor Olarerin drives and can't get the finger roll to go. So Flyers are out in transition. Early middle drive. We're going to have a 3-point attempt. And it's good. Reggie Egbe getting Loddon Valley home court. The first fixture at home court of the season underway with a 3-ball for the Flyers. Bonite passes to Crete to Victor Olarerin. Olarerin looks to play inside to Taina Sangu. A bit of a fumble, so we're back on the 3-point line. Pick and roll, Nasangu gets the basket to go. And that is the first home court points for the Rockets. Nassim Lajimi passes the ball off. Sagovatis goes into pick and roll. Feed gives it up, back inside to Sakovitis. Loses the ball, but it's recovered by Ainla, who gives it up. We've just seen him hit one. Egbe can't get the three to go. Nasangu with the defensive board. Boknight passes ahead to Victor Olorarian, decides not to attack. We go into pick and roll with Cooper Creek. Cooper Creek inside look to Olorarian, dumps it off to Nasangu. Little bit of a pivot and gets the easy two to drop. And Rockets will get the lead after Flyers started off at a 3-0 start. Sagovitis, top of the three. Loose pass. Olorarian manages to tip it, but it comes off Lanre Ainla, who doesn't believe it does come off him, but referee saw it differently, so it'll be a Reading ball from the sideline. Boknight to Nasangu. Handoff into a fake pick and roll. Trying to look for Nasangu inside. They managed to get the look they were after. He's going to post up, 1v1. Gets all the way to the charge circle, dumps it off to Pullman, who loses the handle, and it is Flyers out in transition. Basket's good, layup, 2 points. Olorarian passes ahead to Creek. Creek will get downhill, stops, pivot, passes. Olorarian wide open. Can't get the three ball to go. So Flyers again out in transition, looking to push the pace early in this one. Sagovitis passes to Hafid, goes into pick and roll. Manages to find a little bit of space. Manages to switch on Nasangu. Nasangu protecting the rim well. Boknight has to help. And he'll come up with it. Passes ahead. Olorarian, hammer time! Big one-hand slam for Victor Olorarian. Loddon Valley were excited to see that one to start the BCB home fixtures for this season. Hafid gives up to Lajimi, gets to mid-range, steps through, awkward scoop, but manages to get the Globetrotters finish to go. And it is back and forth here early. 1 point lead exchanging. Nasangu with a really loose pass to Pullman. And Flyers, who are looking to play a lot in transition, will find Lajimi wide open. 4-3, round the rim, hits the backboard, round the rim, and drops. Nasangu will go back into pick and roll with Boknight. Decides to drive all the way to the rim, finds Olorarian in the corner. And off the dunk, he'll find an open three ball. Flyers still with the advantage as we're trading buckets. Can't get the three to go himself, can Lajimi. So it'll be a Reading Rockets ball out of bounds on the baseline. Olorarian will come and support. Bristol Flyers look to put on a little bit of full court pressure. Bryant has, of course, entered the game for Nasangu after his loose pass. So Cooper Creek will move to the 5 position. Boknight goes all the way to the rim, dumps off to Pullman, gets a lot of contact, and it'll be 2 shots at the line. So our first foul called of the game. And our first free throw attempts. Great to see a little bit of support in our comment section. AP Deacon says, let's go Rockets. Alan Parker, let's go. And another let's go Rockets from Drury's Woodturn. Make sure to keep your comments flying in. What are you thinking of the game? Who are you here to support? Do we have any Bristol Flyers fans on stream? As Pullman will drop both. Hafid. Rockets with a press, and Boknight just gets a little bit tied up. So it will be a Flyers ball on the sideline and the first Reading Rockets foul of this fixture. Let's see if Rockets go back into their press. No, looks like they're dropping into a half court. Looks like Rockets are going to play a bit of 2-3 zone. Flyers trying to find a solution to it. They're getting a bit stuck here on offense. So they're going to have to go straight inside and play the 1v1 game inside. Tries to find Hafid, but can't quite make the pass through the gap. Segovitis trying to find something from the high post against the zone. It's a typical backup plan that can always help any team trying to attack a zone, get someone on the free throw line and be from there, play from there, but ends up being out of bounds, and Bristol Flyers drop a nice little play, and it's going to be a foul on Reading Rockets. Looks like that foul was on number 8, Victor Olorerin. And we'll have a Bristol Flyers sub. Nikos Sakovitis comes out. And for the first time, we will see Roman Price enter the game. He's playing 14.5 minutes a game for the Flyers. 2 points, but more importantly, 4 rebounds, offering some support in the forward position. We're tied up after just under 5 minutes, and we stay tied up after a missed second free throw. It'll be a Rockets ball. Lonray Ainla takes some well-earned rest. And Marvin Dinnell will enter the game for Flyers for the first time as Boknight goes all the way. Tries to go with a double clutch. We can finish, but couldn't get it to go. So Bristol Flyers now in transition, running pick and roll early in their offense. Handoff back into a potential pick and roll. Here is the pick and roll. Rockets decide to switch. Creek puts a hand up, manages to disrupt the shot enough. Ball comes loose, and it's Olorerin who's already scored in transition, and he will have the ball tipped out of his hand. So it'll be a baseline ball for Reading. So Reading Rockets with a chance to run a baseline out of bounds play. Always a nice way on the baseline or sidelines out of bounds. Teams have a chance to try and set up their team for a certain score, and that is probably not far away from what they were after. Malik Bryant going all the way to the rim and finishing with a wide open layup on his right hand. Flyers try to answer back, managing to get a half-decent look at the rim, but Bryant's going to push the pace, and there's another layup for him. So 2 back-to-back layups for Malik Bryant. He starts with an aggressive mindset. Mid-range pull-up is good. But it is returned by a 3-ball from Cooper Creek. Tough 3 made there by Nassim Lajimi. So again, both teams trading buckets. We've seen Reading try and drop into a 2-3 zone. Flyers deciding to stay man-to-man. Both teams trying to find a way to slow momentum of their opposition. And we will see more 3-point shooting threats come in for the Rockets, with Simon Chamberlain coming in with Lewis Champion and the returning Tyner Sangu. Flyers, of course, making a sub of their own as Craggs enters the game for the first time. Olorerin fakes, takes a bounce, misses. Nasangu wide open on the rebound, can't put the putback in off the glass. Flyers trying to find a solution to the Rockets' defense. Couldn't find one, so it'll be a Reading Rockets ball on an out-of-bounds turnover. Flyers making 3 of 5 3-point attempts so far. Rockets going 2 of 3, so both teams making more than they're missing. Impressive shooting on display here at the Valley. Bryant pick and roll with Chamberlain. Chamberlain wide open as he pops to the 3-point line, and that is his shot. Wide open right wing 3-ball on the pick and pop and strings it. Loose dribble, we're out in transition are the Rockets. Victor Olorarian again in transition, misses. Nsangu can't get the tip to go. And that'll be an offensive foul drawn by number 7, Lewis Champion. Price disagreeing with the call, but Lewis Champion got his feet set. Bristol Flyers going with a completely different lineup to the one they started with. It's not often you see a team have all 5 starters subbed out at the end of a first quarter, but clearly a lot of trust in his bench has the head coach of Flyers, Chris Bourne. As Malik Bryant manages to go all the way to the rim. He's finding a lot of points at the rim early. It's his 3rd layup in quick succession, and an interesting miscommunication there. Bristol Flyers with a loose possession. It will come off Jack Craggs, who tried to leave the ball, just came off his hips, out of bounds, Reading ball, and we have the first timeout of the game as Bristol Flyers will call one here in the first quarter. So very fast action-filled first quarter so far. Both teams clearly confident from the 3-ball, shooting the 3-ball from behind the arc. We've seen Reading Rockets drop into a little bit of a zone where players are defending areas more than just people. So rather than just defending their person, they're starting to come up with a little bit more of a formational defense where they have 2 players at the top, 2 players cover each corner, one person in each corner and 1 in the middle. Bristol Flyers finding it a little bit tricky to find a solution to that as Rockets managed to slow the scoring run of Flyers, who got off to a pretty quick 16-point start, but struggling to score in the last couple of minutes. Timeout also gives us a moment to appreciate our referees today, crew chief Griffin and umpires Svilvaji and Odomaitis. So Bristol Flyers probably trying to find some solutions in their timeout to slow down the Rockets, but also to maybe come up with a bit of a zone offense. Champion comes off the pick and roll from Chamberlain. Chamberlain's going to pop on this second screen. Isn't open to shoot, gives to Lewis Champion. Pick and roll from Malik Bryant at the top. Finds Nsangu, but no good deflection from Flyers. Nsangu manages to save it. Champion with 4 on the clock. 3, 2, against his old hometown of Flyers. Goes all the way to the rim. But gets the ball and his arms taken away from him, so he'll have 2 shots at the line. Lewis Champion, of course, a former Bristol Flyers. Back when the SLB was the BBL. A trusted point guard, starting point guard, and then came back home to where he grew up, his club where he grew up with Reading Rockets. Used to have Samit Nurazadeh as his junior team coach and now playing for him in the senior team. And Victor Olorarian will take a couple of minutes and Matthew Allman will come into the game. And wow, what a play from Bryant. That is, steals the ball and almost instantly flicks it behind his back. Welcome to the game, Matt Allman. Have 2 easy ones from Malik Bryant, and Chamberlain Nsangu will try and block a shot. But Craig's getting all tied up around the rim. You wonder if Flyers may go back to a couple of their starters soon. And oh, Lewis Champion just getting caught on the shot clock and be an 8-second violation in the backcourt. You only have 8 seconds to get the ball over the halfway line, and Rockets taking a couple of seconds too many. Gets caught by the officials. And in comes a little bit of firepower from the original starting lineup. Nassim Lajimi comes in. He's on 8 points already. Averages an impressive 24 points already after his first game. And here he is, he's made 8 and can't get the next one to go. And Rockets are out in transition. Malik Bryant again doing a good job to get all the way to the rim. Couldn't make the finish, and there is a foul on a Flyers player. Looks like referee seen a push underneath, and that will be on Craggs. And some of that starting firepower again coming back in to finish the quarter. Feed and Ainla coming back in, so going back to the original guard that started the game, the 3-guard lineup. Head coach Chris Braun, of course, been in the Bristol Flyers program for a very long time. England and Great Britain experience as a coach. So be able to pass on lots of knowledge to his impressive backcourt. Here's Lajimi. Ainla passes to Hafid. Hafid gets the ball stripped away from him, and Malik Bryant, who must be made out of elastic bands without any step, lunges up into the air and throws it down with one hand. Great contest from Taina Sangu. Very good technique to show all the younger players out there when a player's driving to the rim. Got to go up with 2 hands, go vertical, try and avoid fouls while still protecting the rim. Manages to get the ball out of bounds, and Lajimi cannot get the corner ball to go. So Champion will bring it up now and play multiple pick and rolls with Nasangu. Fakes with the eyes into Nasangu. Basket's good. And 1. Not 100% sure who the foul's on. I think it might have been on, maybe on Price. And he will take a minute, as he looks like he had a bit of a uncomfortable knock, shall we say, as Nasangu goes up for the finish. And Nikos Sekovic will come back in. Lajimi. Hafid. Getting very close to the halfway line. And he has just walked back into his own half. And that will be a backcourt violation. Once you go over the half, you cannot go back. And that is very costly, because Rockets currently doubling the Flyers score 32-16, and now have the ball with 8.8 seconds left on the game clock. Flyers with no fouls to give, meaning any fouls from this point will be 2 shots at the line. Malik Bryant comes off the pick and roll from Nasangu. Stops, spins, Champion. Bang! Drains the 3-ball. And we have a foul called as well. So foul will be on Bristol's number 12. Craggs picking up his second foul. And as they're in the bonus, the 3 points will be good. And there will be 2 shots at the line for whoever the foul was committed against. So now we have that awkward moment of trying to get the right time on the clock. Lewis Champion giving Rockets a 35 points first quarter, and Flyers have been stuck on 16. And oh, it looks like actually the foul was called on number 12 from Rockets, Taina Sangu, for a push on the rebound. So Flyers will send it full court as we see a young James Waterhouse and Nick Dent come in to the game to just finish the last second. Protect Samit Nurizadeh protecting his team from any further fouls, especially after Nasangu picking up his first one of the game. So, what an action-filled first quarter we've got for you here. 35 points to 16. Reading Rockets on fire and still managing to share the points around. Tyner Sangu with 7 already, but not as impressive as an 8-point first quarter for Malik Bryant in around 6 minutes. Victor Oloarin with 5 points himself, and Cooper Creek 1 from the field, but managed to make it from behind the arc. Lajimi still top scorer for the Flyers. He is leading the Fly scorers with 8 points. But Bristol Flyers definitely going to be needing to try and find some offensive solutions to try and come back from a pretty rough last 4 minutes. You wonder if Coach Bourne might try and go with some more starters. It hit them quite hard when the bench came in and the 5 players on court were all off the bench, meaning Rockets had a chance to try and exploit some players that maybe don't normally play as much as the starting 5. Having a look at our comment section. Shremake Waberi, let's go. Yusuf Hafid, point guard for the Bristol Flyers. Dimitrios Sakovic, let's go Flyers. And Russ Williams, go Flyers. So we have some Flyers support in the comment section. Great for you to join us on stream. Continue, guys, to put your comments on the live chat. Let us know who you're supporting, what your thoughts on the game are. How can Flyers slow down the Reading Rockets after a 35 points first quarter? And we see the Reading Rockets here looking like they might be going back to some sort of zone. Players defending spaces, and that's not the start Flyers needed. Sagovic picks up an early foul on a moving screen. Got to keep your feet set, and he's going to pick up what I believe is his second foul. So he's going to have to try and manage that next one. You don't want your starting center on 3 fouls too early, or Rockets might look to exploit that. Simon Chamberlain decides not to shoot, passes, screens. Oloarin manages to use Cooper Creek in a unique way on his screen and misses the wide open layup. Najimi. Ayinla will chuck one up, but no good. Bouknight. Chamberlain. Oloarin with a lovely dump-off pass. And Zane Pullman with the easy layup. So again, you'll see Cooper Creek trying not to come too far away from the middle of the paint. Chamberlain switches with Oloarin. Oloarin now at the top of the zone. Cooper Creek trying to defend some pick and roll. Hafid shoots and misses. Rebound for Creek. Bouknight pushes the pace to Pullman. Chamberlain, 3-ball, pass it up. Cooper Creek, Bouknight gets downhill, stripped. Oloarin drives, another loose pass. Got a few tip passes here on the drives from Rockets. Bouknight shoots short, Pullman misses, and a foul is called on Hafid. Must have had a little bit of contact against Zane Pullman as Pullman went up for the reverse layup. Pullman misses the first. Second one is also no good. Hafid comes off the pick, and Flyers have to find a better solution than what they've got at the minute. Shooting a lot of threes early off the dribble, lots of threes out of pick and roll too. And Chamberlain gets one off the catch. And it is Rockets 40, Flyers 16, and we still have 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Hafid. Again, will come off, or doesn't come off the pick and roll, instead gives the ball to Giuseppe Landolfi, who loses the ball on his spin move. Cooper Creek past ahead to Boknight. Boknight inside to Porman. Can't get the left hand to go. Lajimi pushes the pace. Hafid gets downhill. Ainla drives, contact, but the foul is called on the floor. So again, this might be a good opportunity for Flyers here. They'll get the ball on the sideline, gives you a bit of time and space to set something up. So we'll see some off-ball screens here. Ball comes in to Egbe. Gives it up to Ainla. Hafid. Pass to Lajimi, who gets a tough shot up, no good. And then Pullman with the loose pass will get tipped by Egbe, but it will still be a Reading Rockets ball and a chance for them to set up an offense. Mirazade giving the play that he wants to be ran by his men. But Bristol Flyers press, making it hard to run that offense, so they just go to pick and roll. Chamberlain drives, misses on the reject. And Najimi again, no good. Flyers still shooting a lot of early threes here. You wonder if they might be able to find a new way of trying to get a paint touch or try and find some threes off the catch rather than off the dribble. Lajimi passes the ball inside. Igbe. This is better from Flyers. Gets an inside look, and there it is. Ainla manages to get the first point in almost about 8 minutes of game clock. Maybe that could create some momentum for the Flyers as Creek drives, misses the finger roll around and can't get it to go. Egbe pushes, and that'll be an unsportsmanlike foul on Lewis Champion. Referee clearly feels he made no attempt to steal the ball. Lewis Champion not a fan of the unsportsmanlike call. What that means is Bristol Flyers, the player that got fouled, will get 2 shots at the line and they get the ball back afterwards. Egbe can't get the first to go. Agonizingly just drops out at the front of the rim after rattling around. Can he get his second foul shot of the game to drop? There it is. Flyers maybe starting to generate a little bit of momentum here, you hope. As Ainla will inbound the ball this time, and again, Flyers setting up in a similar formation to last time. Into Egbe. Landolfi swings the ball all the way round, and Zach Arabi will have his first field goal attempt of the day, but gets nothing but air. Champion pick and roll with a Sangu, rejects. Olarerin drives baseline and can't get the layup to go. Nasangu now posting up, the smaller Hafid bullies his way to the rim, turns and finishes. And that'll boost the Rockets lead back up to 23 points. And Raibi coming back from the air ball with a 3-ball from the top of the key. Champion now to Pullman. Olarerin rips baseline and gets called for a travel. Sami Nurizade taking the press off as they drop into a half-court defense again. And Victor Olorerin with the breakaway hammer. Rattles around the rim, pops up and sinks down the strings. And that is a very, very tough shot from Raibi, who can't get the off-balance corner three to go. Ainlo was going to shoot one now. That one's no good. And the three-point percentage for Flyers after a hot start is dropping. Nasangu gets given the ball by Olorerin, but Olorerin fouled on the pass. Russ Williams says, nice to have a BCBA in with some commentary. Thank you, Russ. Pleasure to have you guys on stream. Tisha Buckle, hello. Finally found it. Welcome, Tisha. We have a very busy Loddon Valley crowd here as well. Fan base been buzzing for the season to start. They've had, of course, a couple of trophy games so far, but first league game is always an exciting one, and the Reading Rockets are off to a fast start, but Bristol Flyers being resilient, playing hard, managing to get their looks up. Hafid's going to get blocked on that one, and it's saved but dribbled into the backcourt by Ashton Dyer. And back in the game will come Malik Bryant and Matthew Allman. Zane Pullman is going to be one of the subs and Victor Olorerin the other. Rockets still with their 2 timeouts, and Flyers still have one more as well if they want it. Nasangu offloads to Champion. We go pick and roll. Champion gets all the way to the rim and can't get the left-hand finish to go, and Nasangu gets up above the rim and just tips it back in. Tough look for Dinall as he pushes one up in transition from the right wing. Bryant to Allman, back to Bryant. They look to go inside to Nasangu. Raibi goes to the floor, and it's an offensive foul cause. They call a charge. Charging fouls are always ones that can generate a little bit of momentum for your team. It's one of the hardest calls to get. You've got to set your feet and take the contact. And there is going to be a timeout here for the Flyers. So that's their second timeout in the first half. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock. Rockets leading 46 points to 22. Head coach Chris Bourne in his timeout giving some offensive options for his team and considering some changes for defense to try and generate a bit of a run. Sami Nurizade with his guys should be pretty happy after the first quarter. However, only 9 points scored, or sorry, 11 points scored so far in quarter number 2. So he might also be interested in trying to find a couple of easy offensive looks. Rockets in the second quarter getting a lot at the rim, just not able to get the layups to sink. So it might even be a case of, guys, stay locked in, use the backboard, concentrate on your finish and keep defending hard. Thank you to over 129 of you watching on stream, and the many people that join us post stream. It's a pleasure to have you all on. Please jump in our comment section, let us know your thoughts and feelings about the game. Who are you supporting? What are you seeing? What do you think? It's going to be a corner 3 in transition for Flyers. Can't get the bucket to drop. As Price just rattles one out. And that is going to be a foul on Flyers number 5. That's Marvin Dinall's second personal foul of the game, so nothing too urgent, but might just want to manage that third one. And Samit Irizadeh on the baseline out of bounds, calls time. Maybe wants to take an opportunity to chuck in a slightly different offensive action, offensive set. Try and give them something a little bit different as an option to score. Of course, before this game, the Reading Rockets Women's Division 2 NBL side took the court and faced a talented East London group. Phoenix coming out with a win against the home side, but a really good battle against two teams that played hard and committed there. And always awesome to have our women's group representing their clubs here at the Loddon Valley. Oh, hello everyone. I like that look, we're back on stream. How's everyone doing? I bet you always wondered, what does he look like? That's the voice, but what does he look like? I hope you're not too disappointed. I tell you, glad John Hobbs wasn't here for that one. He's might be a bit camera shy. Maybe stitching me up. Right, here we go. Rockets couldn't get anything on their baseline out of bounds, so Flyers now down the other end. Play pick and roll. It's a turnover for Flyers now, and Rockets are going to get another opportunity to get downhill. Lewis Champion goes all the way to the baseline, almost turns it over, manages to regain the ball. Malik Bryant will go pick and roll with Nasangu. Uses the screen, gives off to Chamberlain. Gives off to Champion. Champion crosses over, finds Malik Bryant. We're just getting a little bit scrappy here at the end of the second quarter. A couple of turnovers for both teams, so I imagine both sides are going to want to try and look after the ball a little bit better in the last 2.5 minutes. Hafid. We'll go pick and roll with Price. Allman manages to stay in front. It's a wide open corner three, but it's no good for Landolfi. Malik Bryant to Nasangu. For Matt Allman. Allman to Creek. Creek pick and roll with Champion. Rocket starting to move the ball here. Creek gets a little baby hook around the rim. Can't get it to drop. Nasangu, being a warrior on the rebounds, manages to get it back into Creek. Creek's going to face up, decides to pass. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Champion can't get anything to go on that one, and it will be an out of bounds called. I thought Matt Allman actually managed to stay on the court there, but I do not have as good a view as the officials, so that'll be a Flyers ball. And again, they're managing to get stops here, the Flyers. A really resilient effort to end the second quarter. Now just got to find a solution on the offensive end as Reading Rockets go back to their bit of a hybrid zone here. Malik Bryant gets out in transition and lays it off the glass, and that brings up 48 points for the Rockets, 2 away from their half century. Lajimi passes to Price, who gives it to Hafid. Lajimi goes to the baseline. Dyer almost managed to get a look inside to it, but ends up handing the ball off to Hafid. Hafid will drive, and it will be a jump ball called. And that jump ball goes in favor of the Rockets. And in comes young 17-year-old Heartland High School, the new name for the JMA Rockets, the Heartland High School Rockets Academy. And their EABL and under-18 Premier young star James Waterhouse will enter the game. And maybe he'll get a chance to play out the last minute and 15 seconds here as Nasangu will take a break. Allman's going to give to Champion. Allman shoots the corner ball, can't get it to go. Wasimi decides to drive, but brings the ball back out. Flyers going to want to try and earn a couple of paint touches here with the 3 ball not dropping. Pick and roll not working too well for them so far, but they managed to get a look here, and it's blocked by Matthew Ullman. Champion pushes the pace. Bryant, corner three, no good, and a foul called as the boys are wrestling for a rebound. So that being the 5th team foul for Bristol Flyers 2 will put Matthew Ullman on the line, and we have Simon Chamberlain coming in the game for Cooper Creek, and we have a second youngster coming in, Nick Dent, another under-18 Premier and EABL Academy player. And what a huge journey he's been on over the last year or so. Coming in from Plymouth Basketball Club and now representing Reading Rockets in the BCB. And here he is defending the ball. Let's see if Flyers try and put him in something that he has to defend early. No, they decide to pass. Ullman's instead going to be put under pressure, and Ashton Dyer rises up and gets not only his first points of the game, but his first points of the league with a 3-ball from the left wing. Now Rockets running down the clock, 10 on the shot clock, 13 on the game clock. Chamberlain's going to come and screen. Champion decides not to wait for it. Chamberlain wide open, can't get the 3 to go. Dent comes up with it, passes. Chamberlain, 2 on the clock, can't get it to go. Champion heaves one, and foul called. And that'll be 2 shots at the line for Captain Lewis Champion. He's going to get 2 shots at the line, currently on 5 points, getting a chance to raise his tally to 6 or maybe even 7 if he can drop both attempts. And the clock being run out so they can add a little bit time on. I think there needs to be 0.3 minimum, so they're going to put 0.3 on the clock. So what Rockets want here is 2 guys that will go after the rebound and try and tip the second one in, and Bristol Flyers won't even want guys to go and catch it. If they can just go and touch it and just tip it away, that'll stop Rockets from being able to have enough time to score. Champion misses the first, 50-25. Can he send Rockets into 51 at halftime? Yes, he can. 0.3 seconds to go, and the clock will run out. So that's all for the first half, ladies and gentlemen, as we finish the first quarter the first half 51-25. The first quarter for the Reading Rockets being the biggest one yet, 35 points against 16. Second quarter, a slightly slower scoring quarter, 16 points to Reading, 9 points to the Flyers. Tyner Sangu will lead all scorers so far with 11, closely followed by Malik Bryant, and still with 8 points for the Bristol Flyers is Nassim Lajimi. We have a huge amount of you watching this stream so far, so thank you for all of you for tuning in. We're going to take a short break. I challenge you over the half-time to put in your first half thoughts into the comment section. Let me know what you would like us to discuss or what you think you're seeing, and we will see you all in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to our second half here at Loddon Valley. Reading Rockets 51, Bristol Flyers 25. What a first half performance we had from Tai Nasangu, who started with 11 points and 8 rebounds, leading the Reading Rockets charge. And you can see 5 of 6 from the field to go with his 8 rebounds, and that is very impressive considering there's been a few missed looks, but he's getting after everything. And on the opposite side, Bristol Flyers, Nassim Lajimi, 8 points, 3 of 9 from the field, started really hot and going 2 of 3 from downtown, but not managed to make one since, so probably needs a bit more of an inside look. And we are ready to check the ball back in. Second half underway. Bristol Flyers will get us going. Starting 5 in for the Flyers. It's been a real spread of the minutes by Chris Bourne, head coach of the Flyers. Reading Rockets replying with their own starting 5 from the beginning of the game. Flyers for a baseline out of bounds. Lajimi fakes. Handoff action. Manages to help get Bristol Flyers downhill with Lonray Ainla getting all the way to the rack. Jax Bouknight brings the ball up. Portman. Creek. Bouknight. Olarerin wide open, corner 3, can't get it to go. Egbe gives the ball to Lajimi, passes ahead to Hafid, but Lajimi gets it back, steps through, can't get the finish to go. He's going to want an easy one or two early after struggling to shoot in the second quarter. He's going to want a couple of easy ones just to get his rhythm back, and that's another travel from Victor Olarerin. That's his second turnover from traveling so far today. Hafid. Rockets back to their trusted zonal defense. It's a little bit more flexible than your typical zone, but you'll notice a lot of players switching to try and keep players in certain areas of the court on defense. As we have a jump ball, we will go with the arrow, and Bristol Flyers started the second half, which means the next possession has to belong to the Reading Rockets, and then the ball will keep switching on every jump ball possession after that. Start of quarters also goes by the jump ball arrow. Victor Olarerin, Creek finds a bit of space, throws it up, Nasangu, but it wasn't quite high enough. Creek misses an easy one. Pullman cleans up with a layup of his own. Pullman on 6 points and 5 rebounds. Olarerin, Olarerin goes up with 2 hands, hangs on the rim for a little bit extra. And Rockets have started this quarter well, 4-0 in the first 2 minutes. Igbe, Olarerin comes up with it. Bouknight misses the left-handed layup, but a foul called, so he'll get 2 shots at the line. And he is the only senior player from the Reading Rockets, so not including the 2 academy youngsters, that has not scored yet, so he'll want to get his first points here. And that is also, very noticeably, a 4th personal foul for Yusuf Hafid. So that means 1 more foul from him, and he is done for today. And there's still 7 minutes and 56 seconds left of the third quarter. Ainla. to Dinal, who came in for the foul-prone Hafid. And it's a loose ball, but lots of hands on it, so it will go back to the jump ball arrow. You might remember that Flyers started the third quarter, and then it went to a Rockets ball, so that means this jump ball must go back in favor of the Bristol Flyers as it exchanges every jump ball. A chance again for them to run their out of bounds. You'll see they're starting what we call a box formation, so 4 players in the shape of a square. And then what comes next depends on what the coach has come up with in their practices. And Bristol Flyers unaware of the shot clock, so Reading Rockets switch the pick and roll to give no space for a shot. And that'll go as a turnover against Ainla, as he was the last one in possession. Nurazade leading the charge with his play calling. And Boknight reiterates the call. Now we get Cooper Creek passing to Pullman. Olorarian comes off a screen from Nsangu off the ball. Couldn't get anything. Now he's just got the ball. We're going pick and roll. Nsangu slips the pick and roll. Cooper Creek, weak side. He's going to have to chuck one up with 2 seconds to go. Fade away is good. Loddon Valley enjoyed that one. On the buzzer. Cooper Creek getting one to go. The new wonder from down under, replacing Mitch Clark. Different position, but a former teammate of Mitch Clark. Boknight keeps Aina in front. Quite a bit of contact, but nothing called. Boknight almost gets tripped up, manages to stay on his feet. To Creek, wide open 3 in transition. He's just made a mid-range, and he's going to answer it back with another 3 in the very next possession. Flyers finding a lot of difficulty in scoring. Again, Rockets going with their switching zone defense. And that is an important bucket for Flyers as Dinal strings one. 62-27. 6 minutes to go still in the third quarter. Creek, bang, and he makes another one and punches the air in celebration. 8 points in quick succession for Creek. A little turnaround buzzer beater and 2 threes back to back. Timeout, Bristol Flyers. Reading Rockets with a 37-point lead with just under 16 minutes remaining. As we get a little bit of an insight into what it looks like in a Reading Rockets timeout, the players solving problems and Nurazade coming up with solutions. But more importantly, there's a giant basketball in the stands. Excellent camera work from our team to try and keep hold of that one as that is being pinged around the stands. Even MC Bailey Tustin getting involved. Mr. Boom Boom himself. He came up with that nickname. You'll see Nurazade and Hill, the coaches for both teams, making sure they've got their players locked in. The Flyers looking very attentively at the board as coach comes up with some more solutions to try and call back a bit of this deficit. Coach Hill by himself on the Reading Rockets bench. We have lead assistant Ben Fisher with secondary assistants Jack Adams. And of course, new to the coaching staff, Roland Nagy. New to Reading Rockets, coaching the under-18 men's second team. Coach Adams just coming off a really impressive display from the Division II women as he head coaches that group. And Ben Fisher leading the Reading Rockets junior program and head coach of the under-16 boys team. Good bucket from Flyers, puts them on 30. Pullman now is at center court. Finds Creek to Boknight. Boknight comes off the pick, sees some space, stops on a behind the back dribble. He calls for a pick and roll. Nsangu rolls, but Creek's the open one. Creek can't hit this one. The timeout must have slowed him down. But what won't be slowed down is the Flyers' transition. Dyer stops, turns, can't shoot. Ball ends up in the hands of Igbe, but he can't get his shot to go, and it will come off the Flyers last. And that will be a Rockets ball, and we have a couple of subs here. So Segovitz will come out, and Igbe will come in, and it will go back to the bench 5 that we saw a little bit earlier, as Price and Craggs comes into the game. So we've gone 5 for 5 again, all 5 starters for the Flyers resting for a couple of minutes, and the bench 5 coming in to see if they can make a bit of an impact. Creek feeling it at the minute, but misses his second 3 in a row after making 2 in a row before the timeout. Bouknight has 2, great defense from him, not only defending the ball, but stopping the next pass as well. Dinnell, he likes to shoot off the pick and roll. He's going to size his man up, shoots with his unique form, and manages to get it to go back rim and in. 65-32. 33-point lead for the Rockets. 4 minutes left in the third. Creek, pick and roll with Pullman. Pullman on the elbow. Finds Bouknight. Bouknight. Pick and roll with Nasangu. Nasangu doesn't roll, but Olarerin lifts nonetheless. Can't get the 3 to go, and Pullman will come up with it. Reset the shot clock in the front court, so resets to 14 rather than 24. Nasangu, and there it is. First class seats on Air Nasangu as he takes us sky high and hammers with 2 hands. Flyers looking to answer now. Dinnell again, just made one. Makes the pass. Dyer will swing the ball. Craggs can't get his look to go. Gorman to Olarerin. Olarerin to Bouknight. Decides not to shoot. Drives baseline. Takes an extra bounce. Can't get the finish on the reverse side. And a quick foul on Ty Nasangu. Not necessarily the worst one as it stopped transition, but it is a 3rd personal foul for him. And Simon Chamberlain will come in for Nasangu. And Malik Bryant will come in for Zane Pullman. So a very impressive shooting front court here with Simon Chamberlain and Cooper Creek both on court. 2 bigger position players that can both shoot from outside. Malik Bryant just gets after it, and the man made of elastic will rise up and lay the ball off the glass. Rockets getting on a bit of a run here. It's another steal. Olarerin misses the easy lefty. And Dinnell, I think Dinnell just accidentally threw the ball out of bounds. But referee seems to have thought that Victor Olarerin managed to get a tip, so it will go back to Rockets. Incredibly saved by Cooper Creek. Jumps out of bounds, manages to throw it over his head. Jack Bouknight manages to come up with it. Chamberlain misses the little push shot. And Bristol Flyers again starting to find a bit of difficulty here as Landolfi will come into the game for Thomas Brown. Bouknight. Chamberlain, handoff. Fakes the pick and roll. Creek screens for Chamberlain. Chamberlain back to Bryant. Olarerin. Corner 2 is good. And that'll be a timeout for the Bristol Flyers. Head coach Bourne trying to slow this momentum. Calls his 2nd of 3 timeouts a little bit earlier in the second half. Make sure to let us know on stream that you're here. Drop a comment in the live chat. Who are you? Who are you supporting? What are your thoughts on the game? Alan Parker saying camera work is okay. May potentially be our cameraman, but we'll ignore that. And if you can't tell from the loud noise of the crowd, there are Haribos going wild. Bit of Star Mix getting thrown by MC Tustin, always gets the kids up on their feet. Just when you thought Air Nasangu and Air Olarerin couldn't make it any more exciting with their dunks and Cooper Creek draining some from three, the home fans get just as excited by the Haribos being thrown in the crowd. And I will tell you, our stream team is hands in the air, screaming for some Haribo. MC Tustin may not be able to throw that far, but we would certainly like him to try up here. Now players are back on court. So it'll be a Flyers out of bounds after a Flyers timeout. Flyers continuing to play with their bench. So starters are continuing to take a rest. Bench 5 typically being led by Dinnell. He's going to ISO against Creek. Normally likes to stop and pop from here. There it is. Stops, pops, and drains. Dinnell showing himself to be a bit of an ISO specialist here. 9 points for him. 4 of 7 from the field. Loves a jump shot. 3 of 5 from inside. 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Bryant hands off to Bouknight. Bouknight comes off Chamberlain. Chamberlain pops. Well defended by Flyers. And there's been a stop. I think the shot clock might have switched off there. So the referees are going to have to stop the game. We're going to have to try and figure out what the shot clock should say and continue from that point. As I have a very special guest next to me on stream, owner of Reading Rockets, Gary Johnson, next to me up on the commentary table, enjoying his boys on what can only be described as a very impressive performance so far. So we'll just have to take a minute while the referees and the table try and work out the technical bits. Hopefully it's not too big of a technical problem. And there he is, the man of the moment, Gary Johnson, live on stream. The man that makes the magic happen. Currently enjoying a freshly made Welsh cake. And of course, can always rely. DJ Kelly playing the tunes, getting the bangers going. Never drops the ball, does our game day team. MCs, DJs try to really upgrade all the technical side. Big screen behind the table, trying to make that Loddon Valley experience really special for the Reading Rockets community and hopefully for all of our traveling fans as well. Always great to see some support for the away side. Flyers managing to bring a couple of fans with them and try and support their guys on their efforts to bring back a bit of a gap between them and home teams, Reading Rockets. Also an opportunity to have a quick look at our stat sheet. Air Nasangu with 13, Bryant with 12. Olarerin and Creek sharing 11 each. Nasangu 1 away from a double-double on the rebounds. 9 rebounds for him to go with his 13 points. Impressive index of 30, or plus minus, sorry, of 30. On the flip side, Bristol Flyers now being led by Marvin Dinnell. Mr. ISO himself has a bit of a unique form, but he's proving that he gets it to go here. Here is Dinnell bringing the ball up the court. Comes off the pick and roll, gets downhill. Good rebound there from Price. Can't go back up with it. And that looks like a bit of a tie-up, so it'll be a jump ball and we get a little bit of afters. I don't know if there was much need for that, as Bryant and Price get into it a little bit. However, you have to say, always enjoy seeing players fight till the end. It's a bit of a deficit, but Roman Price trying to stay competitive and not being downhearted by the scoreboard, but continue to give his best efforts. And the Rockets boys very quickly surround Malik Bryant to try and make sure that he's okay. Now the referees seem to be talking, so I'm wondering if a timeout was called. No, okay, they were talking about the call. They decided to call it an unsportsmanlike foul on number 11, Roman Price. No attempt for the ball will be his reason. And that should mean Malik Bryant will get 2 shots at the line and will then inbound the ball from the sideline. So 1 from 2 from the line. Bryant only drops the first. And there he is. Bryant passes the ball in backcuts. Backcuts, great find from Creek. Bryant rise up, the man made of elastic, gets up nice and high and tomahawks it. Rockets going back to their switching zone. Nothing but air there for Flyers as Price can't get that one to drop. And Sagovic will come back in with Reggie Egbe. Of course, Nassim Lajimi is also back in, important player for them to try and generate some scoring. Tough day at the office for him so far. Flyers in a zone of their own now. Chamberlain wide open, short corner pocket. And the mid-range is good. .15 seconds left. Youngster Waterhouse getting put in a pick and roll situation, but Chamberlain manages to steal it. Hustles to keep the ball in. And 2 points will be good from Landolfi. Smart play from Sagovic to seal off Waterhouse, stopping him behind a block, but Simon Chamberlain will get an easy one in transition. And it will be an 80-36 end of third quarter score. Rockets trying to remain on double of what Flyers are managing to put on the scoreboard. Dino currently leading scorers after just 13 minutes. He has 9 points. Flyers are going to share the minutes out pretty evenly today by the looks of it. Rockets not too far away from the same thing. Waterhouse managing to get a couple of minutes to his name. I wonder if we'll see him maybe even start the fourth quarter. Nasangu still 1 rebound away from a double-double. And after only a 16-point second quarter, Rockets managed to rack that up to 29 points in the third. But we have to say this was led by a very fast-paced first quarter as Reading managed to get 35 points on the board after just 10 minutes of action. And thank you for your comments talking about the scoreboard. Don't worry, we are on it. I can assure you, Rockets are not on 571 points. They are, in fact, on only 80. But we are working hard to try and fix that for you, as I see the technical team rushing around. So it'll be Reading Rockets inbounding the ball to start the fourth quarter. Malik Bryant. Pass it in to Bouknight. Chamberlain sets the pick, pops. Pick and roll with Bouknight. Bryant comes off the screen from Waterhouse, splits the pick and roll, goes all the way to the rim and lays it in off the glass. Flyers now. Trying to come up with a bit of an offense. Players trying to get set in the right spots. As Waterhouse blocks the layup attempt from Zach Ryby. And now Waterhouse staying in the action. He plays pick and roll. Bouknight looks him, sees that he's not quite got an option, so kicks the ball to the corner, comes, gets it back. Pick and roll with Waterhouse, goes all the way to the basket. Foul, and he'll get 2 shots at the line. Loddon Valley enjoyed that one. Didn't play in the season opener, so this is his first opportunity to try and rack up a couple of points to his name. Just 17 years old. So he'll want to try and really concentrate and focus on these shots. Try and see if he can get his name on the score sheet. Shot number 1. Short. Can't get the rim on that one. And wow, Loddon Valley giving a lot of support to the youngster as they give him a big cheer as he shoots the second. There it is, and Loddon Valley like that one. James Waterhouse with his first points for the senior team in the league. Dingle can't get the 3 to go over Chamberlain. Bryant, his change of pace is a new level. Goes all the way to the rim, rises up, lots of contact, so we'll get 2 shots at the line.
Good follow-up from young James. But nobody's going to like the lightning Malik coming out in transition. So he'll go back to the line.
So Bryant's going to have a chance to shoot a couple here. I have a question from Parker Weiss. What was the D2 women's score? It was Reading Rockets 47 and East London Phoenix 61. Standout performance for Rockets from Fuller. I believe she had around 22 points. Her first year as an academy player, just 16 years old. As 3 ball is good for Flyers. Egbe gets that one to drop. That's his second 3-point make of the game off just 4 attempts. Bryant, pick and pop with Chamberlain. Chamberlain fakes, hands off. Bouknight back to Bryant. Bryant pick and roll with Waterhouse. Orman inside to Waterhouse. Layup is good! And that's another 2 points for young James. And the Reading Rockets bench on their feet. Flyers now trying to answer back. 3 is good. Ryby going 2 of 4 from downtown as he has 6 points to his name. Impressive 3 ball from Zach Ryby. Bouknight to Chamberlain. Back to Bouknight. Bryant drives, spins, rises, and front rim and out. Flyers now out in transition, trying to push the pace. And Inlo goes to the floor. And they say it came off him last as the ball trickles out of bounds. So it will be a Reading Rockets out of bounds. And in comes for the Rockets. The second youngster, Nick Dent, with high flying, very impressive today. Tyner Sangu and Chamberlain comes out with Bryant. Boknight goes past Hafid, pulls it back behind his back. Chamberlain to Allman, gives to Waterhouse. Dent in pick and roll, passes to Nasangu, to Boknight, rejects the pick and roll, goes all the way to the baseline, gets it tipped out of his hands, and he will earn Rockets a out of bounds possession. Boknight to inbound. Boknight to Sangu. Nasangu has to shoot, and that is way off. So it will be a Flyers sideline possession. Flyers managed to get a middle drive. It's going to be a through ball attempt from Price. Way off, but Hafid gets the rebound, and three ball in the corner is no good for Raby, but it won't go against him on the stats as the shot clock had been called by the referees. Then to Waterhouse. Allman. Boknight. Loads of time and space in the corner, and he'll get the three ball to go. It's only his second three ball attempt of the game. He's on 5 points. Normally one to watch from behind the arc, but being more of a facilitator here as he goes and lays the ball up in transition. Reading Rockets boost their total up to 91. Flyers here trying to edge closer to 50 as they're currently on 42. Hafid, well defended by Boknight, but then manages to still go past him. Nasangu managing to get up and protect the rim, knocks the ball out of bounds. And in comes Giuseppe Landolfi after some hard-working minutes from Reggie Egbe. Here is Landolfi, passes to Hafid. And shot clock will go off. Waterhouse forcing some extended pivots from Hafid. 5 minutes, 37 left in the game. Rockets ball. Thank you to over 129 of you joining us on stream. Fantastic to have you all with us. Dent drives, passes to Nasangu, but travel called. So Flyers earn the possession back. Defense chance going around the valley. They don't want their boys to let up here, but Flyers are not giving up. And, oh, can't get the two to go, Kenainla. And Boknight is out in transition off the handoff from Nasangu in the backcourt. Pass ahead to Waterhouse, into Nasangu, who blows the dunk. And Flyers with a chance here to get out in transition. Goes all the way to the rim, taken off him, steal for Waterhouse. Nasangu to Allman, Allman to Boknight. They play pick and roll with Nasangu. Nasangu rolls. Allman wide open. We know he can hit those, but can't get that one to do any better than far rim and out. So a question for our YouTube watchers on the live stream. Who is your MVP. Who's your player of the game today? As Bouknight can't quite get the right wing three to go. And Flyers are gonna push the pace. And Landolfi's gonna get blocked on the three by Dent, who's going ahead, 2v1 with Bouknight. Goes all the way and misses the left-hand layup. Loddon Valley started to fall off the edge of their seats on that one as they really wanted young Dent to score. Yep, guys, let us know in the comment section who is your MVP or your player of the game. As Jax Bouknight manages to go all the way to the rim. And he's starting to find some scoring here in the fourth. He is on 9. And Rockets just 7 points away from triple digits on the scoreboard. But don't worry, Bristol fans. Raibi will keep chucking them up. 3 of 5 from downstairs. Downtown. Hits the corner ball. And Chamberlain and Champion are going to come back in. And Waterhouse will exit the game with Jax Bouknight. Dolphy forces and muscles his way to the rim but can't get the shot to go. Nasangu gets the rebound. And then Lewis Champion with some loose hands fumbles the ball out of bounds. Nasangu now on 12 rebounds to go with his 13 points. May that be one of the players in the comment section that we see popping up as Coach Bourne has called his third and final timeout. And another young academy player, Matthew Danes, joining us in the comment section. Matthew currently stateside for some opportunities over in the USA. Another player from the academy and under-18 club team. Having a great start to the season for our junior teams. And him and, of course, D2 women and academy player Grace Clark, both of them want Nick Dent as MVP. I think he might have to play a little bit longer first, guys, before we get Nick Dent down as MVP. Although after 5 minutes, he's earned himself a steal and a rebound, so a good first showing for him. And there are now not Haribo, not big basketballs in the crowd, but we have mini basketballs in the crowd as MC Bailey Boom Boom Tustin is using his toy gun to shoot some mini basketballs into the crowd. Interestingly, the stream team weren't as excited about the mini basketballs as they were the Haribo, which I think says a lot about us, guys, so, okay. Baseline out of bounds. Bristol Flyers. Landolfi in the corner. Swings the ball. Sagovitis hands the ball off to Hafid. Hafid can't get anything on that shot. Dent with the rebound. Passes to Champion. Dent to Allman. Nasangu. Pick and roll with Lewis Champion. Rejects the screen. Gives to Chamberlain. Inside to Nasangu, but again, the ball fumbled out of bounds. It's been a lot slower quarter here for the Rockets. They're on 13 points against 9 in the fourth. So only a 4-point winning quarter for the Rockets. So more rotation, but impressive from the Flyers as they now make it a 1-point difference in the fourth. Giuseppe Landolfi making his first 3 of the game, and that was his 3rd attempt. Nasangu to Champion. Champion to Nasangu. Nasangu takes 1 bounce and just eases his way to the rim and just lays the ball up and over the metal and strings it down. Landolfi drives, right hand finish is good. Soft touch for him, and that will bring up 50 for the Bristol Flyers 2. And that will now be an offensive foul on Sekovitz. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. And we'll have quite a few subs here for the Flyers, although they have currently got Didon in the game. He's joined Craggs, Lajimi. Landolfi keeps his spot, and Ashton Dyer. Now, Nasangu drives and lays it in. I think the bench were hoping that he was going to go up and hammer that one, but decides to go with the layup. Landolfi, transition 3, rattles in, rattles out. Simon Chamberlain comes up with the board, and Champion now in transition. And Nasangu raises a leg and trips up one of the Flyers players. I think he was a bit frustrated. He got pushed over, I think accidentally, on his way up the court. And he falls over, rolls over, and as he rolls, he sees a player trying to run over him and just lifts a leg. Wasn't needed. And that'll be 2 shots for Ashton Dyer. And as it's an unsportsmanlike, it will be 2 shots and possession. Coach Nurizade saying, okay, but what about the push before? But even still, the reaction from Nasangu, maybe not the right one. Dyer misses the first. Second of the 2 unsportsmanlike foul shots is no good. So, no harm done on the scoreboard. Landolfi inbounds the ball. Dingle. Tries to pass, but he's going to get it back. We know he likes a pull-up, but this time he's going to go all the way. No. Loses the ball. Chamberlain, Nasangu. Left-hand finish is good, and that brings up 97 for the Rockets. And Lajimi's going to hit the floor, and Nasangu with a great block on Craggs, who stays down and starts barking at the referee. So 44 seconds left, but both teams staying competitive here. And in to sweep the court is first-year academy player Sean Ejiofor. Heading over to us from his club from London. Currently playing in the EABL, which is our academy first team, Elite Academy League, and in the Under-18 Premier. A player with lots of potential. Someone will be excited to see how he progresses over his next 2 years. Just like the player on the ball at the minute has progressed, young Nick Dent. Champion. Inside to Nasangu, slips. He fell out of bounds there, but Dill comes up with it, and as he spins, he dribbles it into the leg of Landolfi. And the Reading Rockets bench want that one back. Wondering if they're trying to get to that 100-point milestone. I think some of our younger fans in the audience are hoping the same thing by the looks of it. And back comes young Sean. Now sweeping the other end of the court. What a fine job Sean's done. So here we go. 24.5 seconds, only 40 seconds on the shot clock, so Rockets will have an attempt here. Young Nick Dent, Lewis champion. Comes off the screen, splits it. Chamberlain for the 100. Can't get the ball to drop. Oh, and Dinell's gonna fall. And the ball's going back in Rockets. Portman and Olorarian on the bench asking the team to shoot. But Simon Irizarde says, we are done. Oh, and the fans are chanting shoot. MC Tustin wants the shot as well. But Rockets are going to run it out. And that is the game. Reading Rockets 97, Flyers 50. Leading scorer for the Reading Rockets, Malik Bryant, 18 points to go with 4 assists and 6 steals. Definitely someone in contention for MVP. Tyner Sangu, though, 17 points, 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. Bobby Blackstone agrees. Nasangu for MVP. Of course, Bristol Flyers, a resilient effort. Rayobi and Dinell joint top scorers with Egbe, all with 9 points each. Flyers shooting 10 of 34 from downtown. But the Reading Rockets just a little bit too much today to go with their 45 rebounds and 18 steals with 9 blocks. They have managed to secure 97 points and win each quarter. You'll see on your screen the top stats for the players. Bouknight doing slightly less on the scoring with 9, but 8 assists and 4 rebounds and 3 steals. Another impressive performance as MC Bailey goes through in front of the fans. Who is going to be the MVP for today's game officially?
To a young man that is just an amazing human being. We all love him, but he's going to further his educational career, but we hope to see him.
And they're also saying a farewell to Matthew Allman, who is going to have to take a break from playing with the Rockets as he goes to continue his university journey and further progress his career outside of basketball. And the fans are on their feet. A very, very popular man here in Reading. And so I think they might have given him the MVP honors.
I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who do this. It's like a family for me. Of course, say a big thanks to the guys. I've been here since last year. I've actually been all 3, so it's been an amazing part of the journey, man. So I just want to thank everybody that's a part of the club. Thank you, coach. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Matt, for drawing the champ. Thank you, guys.
And that is his final words. Matthew Allman, I'm sure he will be back. I'm sure we'll see him, whether it's here or another club. But for now, he is continuing to play at university and continue his degree. Really nice to hear from him. So thank you all for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all on stream. Thank you for those of you that have watched, that have commented, and that have supported from afar. It is always a pleasure to have you here at the Valley as Tyner Sangu receives MVP honors. I've been Charlie Haynes. We've been your stream team. This has been Reading Rockets versus Bristol Flyers on the BCB YouTube channel. Thank you all, and good night.